And as I was walking down the hallway, it was the same old feeling I get. I hate men. No, I can't say that word. I don't like men because I don't trust them. They've lost my trust.
What's good, everybody? It is your man here, the Todd voice, back with another YouTube video. I'm finding this very interesting. I'm looking through my TikToks, through my YouTubes and other forms of media, and what I am coming to find out is that men are just not discussing or talking about their dating experiences, it seems. I find more men that will complain. If you go online, you can find thousands upon thousands of women discussing online dating and their horror stories. But when it comes to men, I rarely find them. I don't know if it's that it's just being swept under the rug. We don't communicate properly. It's a ghost town. It seems that somewhere along the way, men's experiences have become something that either people kind of either laugh at or just are not hearing. I think this is something we all should be paying attention to. Loneliness doesn't affect just one gender. We're seeing more and more people talking about how they feel isolated and they're discouraged behind it. And men are like this also. To understand each other, we need to talk to each other. But it seems that men just aren't talking about this. I think they're just moving in silence, making their things happen and going on about their business. But with that being said, I was able to find a few videos of men discussing why they've stopped online dating, or why they won't online date anymore, or why they just won't date in general anymore and at an advanced age. So it's really eye-opening to see not many men discussing how much they dislike the women in the space. Maybe in the comment section you can tell me why. What do you think, or why is the reason that it's like this? It's pretty interesting to me, actually. But I kept on pushing through, and I found a few videos that you might find interesting. It's a sad situation, and it makes me wonder, what's the world going to be like for these youngsters? How are they feeling about it? So I think in my next couple videos, I'm going to focus on how the young people are feeling about this and what kind of solutions they're come with, if you can call them solutions, to this issue, whether it's being poly or just giving up altogether or whatnot. So we're going to look into a few of these videos and see what people have been saying, and I hope you enjoy.
Here is the reason I gave up my online dating apps. I had been talking to a girl for 2 or 3 weeks, and we hit it off really good. We had good communication. She was prompt texting. We decided to meet for breakfast because we both had some pretty busy schedules. So we had breakfast. I thought it went really well. She was pretty. And so I called her in a few days, said, hey, you want to get together for a second date? And she never responded. So that was it. I let it go. Then about a year later, I got that "what you doing" text. And so just out of curiosity, I responded and I started talking to her again. And it turns out at the same time, she was starting to see an orthodontist. And so she chose the orthodontist over me. And I understand that because I'm pretty upfront on my first dates. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm a 5-time convicted felon. I've been to prison. Changed my life, and that's part of just my testimony of who I am. And I'm not ashamed of it. We all make mistakes. So it turns out this orthodontist, 3 or 4 months in, she learns that he had gotten in trouble for taking certain liberties with his clients while they were under anesthesia. And he had gotten caught, and then he had to go to a bunch of classes. He got his license back. He was on probation. Anyway, it turns out that he was a sex addict, and he would call her every day before work, and she would have to watch him on video as he relieved himself, I guess you could say politely. And even at lunch breaks, 2, 3, 4 times a day. And then even while he was up north with his mom before he drove back, she would have to watch him on video.
It's crazy.
So he could make it home. And after about a year of this, she finally gave up and got sick and tired of it. But she had the audacity to "what you do" and text me. And I learned then that if you're going to be open, upfront, honest with somebody about who and what you are, the dating apps just aren't for you. You got to compete against somebody who's going to lie, cheat, steal, fake pictures, and everything else. They're going to tell somebody everything they want to hear. And it's a slanted, jaded field. And it's not cut out for honesty. It's not meant for anything other than, for most people, for validation and rebounds. So I'd rather just stay single, drink my coffee, dodge weird people with weird pasts that aren't going to be upfront and honest with you.
That's his story. That's kind of crazy. You never know what you're going to meet online. And the grass isn't necessarily greener on the other side. We all know that.
Me and this girl was talking about for a week and a half. She invited me at her house.
Okay.
Now we sitting on her couch drinking. 4 little bad kids came out, all girls. Are you my new papa? Mama, this is our new papa? And the mother gonna look at her and say, might be. I'm saying in my head, hell no. I'm gonna do what your real papa did. I'll be right back. I went to the store. Man, I never went back to that chick house. You know what this chick had a nerve to do? True story, this chick did. She went down to the police department, told them I'm on a lot of medication, I have dementia, and I went to the store and left her and the 3 kids. I might be in danger. Now I'm walking down the street where I lived at. Cops roll up on me. Hi, your name is Mr. Johnson? I said, yeah, my name. He said, okay, calm down, sir. Have you took your medication today? I said, I'm not on no medication. He said, well, I just want to bring you to the police department because we got you down as a missing person.
That's crazy.
They brought me straight to the fucking hospital and put me in a psych ward. True story, put me in a psych ward. They already doctor talked to me. You know what today is? Yeah, motherfucker, I know what today is. He said, do you remember your wife and your 4 kids? I said, I don't have a wife and 4 kids.
Wow.
Oh, then he gonna whisper to the other person, he's in denial. They locked me up for a week in a psych ward in a hospital with a little glass window, but so high. This crazy chick come down here. I don't know why I see her pointing the finger. Yeah, that's him. He left me, and I'm so glad he got him safe. So the doctor said, well, we're going to keep him for a week. We're going to evaluate him. Until a week went by, they allowed me to use the phone. I called my mama up. I said, Mom, I said, you won't believe where I'm at. She said, where, son? I haven't heard from you for a week. They got me in a psych ward. She said, oh, my God. What happened?
Crazy.
You went crazy? I said, nah. Remember that girl I was talking to online? She told the cop that I got 4 kids, and I went to the store, and something bad happened, and I got dementia. My mother had to come down there and bail me out of the hospital. He went down there, yo, that's my son. Well, your son don't remember he got a wife and 4 kids. My mother said, I don't have no wife and no 4 kids. That get crazy. I stopped dating them women online. If I can't see you face to face and have a decent conversation with you, I ain't with you.
That is absolutely crazy. If I can even imagine somebody doing that to me.
You want to know why men over 40 don't date? I'll tell you why. It's because society raised women to commit to careers, shopping, and hot girl summers, not husbands. And now the men who were once ignored, rejected, and overlooked are watching rebellion backfire and choosing peace over problems. Let's get one thing straight. This ain't about men being better. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men protecting their peace, and men finally realizing what marriage really costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for order, purpose, or submission. And if you're one of those women ready to say, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. Because the truth is, he didn't lose interest in you. He gained clarity.
So just a question. I'm seeing a lot of people getting, the internet's going crazy about older men dating younger women or whatever. So just say if an older man can't find a person or woman his age, in his age bracket that's find him attractive. And say he's been single for 10 or 15 years, right? But, he's single because younger women keep hitting on him, but he's passing them up because, he feeling like he wants somebody his age. But people his age are having a lot of baggage, trust issues or whatever, and just say he don't have any, and he's meeting younger women. So is it that he's supposed to stay single and not entertain anyone? Or what's so bad about the younger woman wanting him and him accepting the invite?
Why are men acting like they don't want to be in relationships? They don't. Yeah. Gen Z in particular, those in their 20s, they don't want to be in a relationship because they literally do not see the benefit. They would rather play video games, have peace, hang out with their friends, smoke a little flower. That's what they would rather do than get involved with a woman. They're just weighing their options. Let's see, do I want to have a woman, or do I want to hang with my friends, play video games, and smoke some flower? That's winning. Overwhelmingly, that's winning. And it's winning across the country. Because when they get these gatherings, hey, let's get together, men and women. Women show up in droves. They show up like crazy because they want relationships. Young men do not. They don't see the benefit. It's really that simple.
So I am trying to figure out what it is to date in my 50s. So I don't go to clubs. So of course I use sites to kind of meet people, but it seems like there's been a transition on how people approach people. People will ask me my boy size down there before even asking my name. And then will ask me questions like, hey, you want to hook up in a car? I have a mortgage. I have a perfectly good place with 3 bedrooms. Why would I go do it in a car? So I could throw up my back or hurt my knees and we have to call an ambulance to take me out and you're probably going to leave me there anyway? No, we're not doing that. And then now I feel like I got to check out doors and look for cameras or little red lights because everybody records everything nowadays. And then I actually asked somebody, did they want to go on a date? And they were like, no, to eat dinner and then maybe. What the hell?
What's it like dating women in your 50s? Well, I'm well into that demographic group now, so I've had the opportunity to taste the fruit. And I can tell you that the fruit is very ripe. To that point, many of them have fallen out of shape. They're menopausal and they're a little bit crazy. They make irresponsible and irrational requests, and they often expect you to pay without offering any investment into the relationship. They're quickly easy to dismiss you as a potential suitor, especially if they're making a lot of money, because we know that basically a woman who makes more money than a man is a predictor of divorce. So that said, many of these women have priced themselves out of the dating market. They basically want a man who is making more money than them, and if they've acquired a lot of resources, either professionally or through a divorce, they will basically quickly shun another guy. With that, a lot of these women are looking for relationships. They are very well aware that they are getting older and they do not want to live their future alone. So casual sex has diminished dramatically in this demographic. They're generally looking for a relationship and quickly and often trying to peg you down to commit. And that's all they really want to do. They want to commit you into a relationship. They're erratic in their behavior. And if you point out inconsistencies in their logic, instead of saying, thank you, it's more like, fuck you, take a hike, I'm not interested, you're an asshole, you're a narcissist. That's another thing. They're all traumatized. They are all traumatized. They will rant for the first 20 minutes about how awful their exes were, and they'll actually lose their composure. They'll freak out. I've seen this phenomenon happen many, many times, and
Yeah, I can't stand when somebody gets crazy with me about their exes. Like, you should have left that alone. But that's why I don't online date. But you can find that anywhere, though. I understand that. But yeah, if you're doing that, I'm out.
Frequently, these women, as always, lack accountability. They'll very seldom ever say something to the effect of, oh, I was wrong or I could have done something better. It's always his fault. And if they look back on the relationship, everything that was wrong in the relationship was his fault. They take no accountability with that. Generally speaking, a lot of these women are also not in great shape. I mean, let's be honest. People, generally speaking, are not in great shape. I prioritize my health and stress management. With that, a lot of these women feel mushy when you grab them, and it's just not great.
Come on, there's nothing wrong with a mushy woman. I love a mushy woman.
Themselves a lot of favor if they started exercising or taking care of themselves. They do prioritize men that are in good shape. I get a lot of matches on the dating sites, but to that point, they are very unwilling to take care of themselves. So that said, dating in your 50s kind of sucks. They're trying to peg you down in a relationship all the time. They act kind of crazy. No surprise there. And it's really not great to look forward to that because they're still expecting you to foot the bill, and they offer very little in return.
Damn 25-year-old jumped in my inbox the other day talking about, you so cute, I could see a bright future with me and you. I was like, man, come on, I'm old enough to be your daddy. Damn, I could probably be your granddaddy almost. Look, I gotta find somebody that's gonna put me in a good nursing home one day. Look, you ain't even got custody of your kids, girl. You don't even take care of them. I know you ain't gonna take care of me. Gonna stick me in some corner somewhere to die when I get old and decrepit. Hell no, you is not the one, lady. You is not the one. Damn, 25 years old, talking about you see a future. Shit, you can see a lot bigger future than I can see. My future ain't that much left in here.
Man, listen, what people don't understand is this. When you hit a certain time, a certain age, when you have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of things and material things, it becomes harder to date, man. It becomes hard to meet people because you want people to have what you have because you're afraid of them using you or taking you for what you have or taking you seriously because you don't know what they want. And so in our 40s and 50s, it's hard as hell to meet somebody. They have their stuff, you have your stuff, and now since we haven't built shit together, do you really want me? Are we gonna stick together through thick and thin? Because you haven't built anything together. You have nothing that's keeping you. There's no glue. This is why you're supposed to do this in your earlier stage. You know, you can't wait until you're 50 years old to date, and it doesn't work. Because at that time,
you know, if you didn't meet someone when you were young, you might as well fold it up.
You have no patience. You have no ties. You have no glue. You have no reason. So it's like, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. So let me just. Dating is a young people stuff, man. I mean, I'm not saying that people older don't get, you know, what they want, but it's more difficult, man, because people ain't taking you seriously. People already got their stuff. You just sex. You know what I mean? I don't know.